So today we are going to start with the calculation part of the ultrasound waves, that how to calculate and what calculations are necessary for this process according to our syllabus. So first of all we know that it passes from one medium to another medium, just like normal light. In normal light experiment we use rare medium and dense medium. So in the same way, ultrasound waves travels from one medium to another medium. For example, if we have a certain layer, and in this layer on the top we have air, and this is the skin, let's suppose, and let's suppose this is fat, because we know that it normally we use for the working on the human body to find out like or diagnose internal organs. And let's suppose ultrasound wave is going to be strike the skin at a certain angle, and just like the light rays, most of the part, like some of the part of this ultrasound wave penetrates into the skin, and some part also reflect from the skin, and some got reflected. And in the in the
Okay.
same way, if you consider this boundary layer, this is called boundary layer. So in this boundary layer, this is between air and skin. In the same way, when ultrasound waves travels from skin to the fat side, so again we have another boundary layer, right, between skin and fat. So same happens again. Some part penetrates into the fat, and some part
It is
also.
kind of like how light goes through different mediums and it changes like the direction and stuff of it.
Yes. So it is like the same process as we discussed in the light, but right now we are using sound waves. That is the only difference, because light is a different material, different nature as compared to the sound. So this is the difference. So right now we are working with the sound waves. So initially, this is the intensity which is entering into the skin, and this is transmitted, and this is reflected. And in the same way, it continues on the other boundary layer. Okay.
Okay.
Then we use a term of specific acoustic impedance, represented by Z. Just like again, if you compare with the chapter of the light, so you know there is a concept of a refractive index that tells you about the ratio, how much it bends into another medium. So in the same way, when we are talking about ultrasound waves and they are traveling from one medium to another medium, so definitely there must be some value through which it starts to like transmit into the medium or reflect from the medium. Okay. So this
Okay.
specific acoustic impedance uh, can be defined like the product of the density, the product of the density of medium into speed of sound into that medium. So basically, it depends upon the medium. And the formula for this specific acoustic impedance is equals to density into speed of sound in that medium C. So as we observe in the diagram, initially we have started from the air medium, then it moves to the skin, then to the fat. So we have three different mediums basically we are using. So let's suppose initially we have value ZA for air, then we have ZS for skin, and finally ZF for fat. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the values specific for different mediums. And further, we have another idea in the diagram, the concept of this transmission and reflection, like how to measure, how to find out the value for the transmission and the value for reflection, right? So for this purpose, there
Right.
are some other terms. We have absorption coefficient, or you can also call it linear.
Linear attenuation.
Yes, linear attenuation coefficient K.
Okay.
And the concept of attenuation is simple. We know that when travels from one medium to another, so definitely just like the speed of light decreases, so the ultrasound or like the intensity of the ultrasound also decreases. So that is called linear attenuation coefficient, right?
Okay.
And this can be calculated with the help of the equation, just like we discussed for X-rays. I is equals to I naught minus kx. Just like in X-rays, we have mu x, and in this we have kx. Only to like differentiate between X-rays and ultrasound, but formula is same, right?
Yes.
So this is another part in it. Or we can also call this equation as decay equation.
What do you call it?
Decay equation, just
Okay.
like half-life and radioactive decay. So this type of equations are also called decay equation because it shows you how much left after passing through a certain medium or after certain experiment.
Thickness. Okay.
Yes. And if we consider some points related to all this stuff that we discuss, so first of all, as ultrasound propagates through a medium, attenuate. So normally when it passes through any medium, so definitely it starts to decay in simple words, like it starts to decrease or the intensity decreases as compared to initial value. Second point, at every boundary layer, some of the ultrasound is transmitted while some is reflected. So this is the second point. And the third point is, if we want to find out the reflected part or the transmitted part, so how to calculate it? So that is the third thing, because right now we got all information that how it actually works and what are the factors we are going to use. So the third thing is about the basic formula that we are going to use for this calculation. So first of all,
Okay.
yes, there is a coefficient which tells you about intensity reflection. Intensity reflection coefficient represented by alpha. So the symbol for intensity reflection coefficient is alpha. So alpha tells about the value through which that ultrasound waves reflected. So it is a factor that is going to be used for the reflected wave. And it is equals to the difference between reflected intensity and incident intensity. And in other words, it is equals to change in impedance divided by sum of impedance whole square. So this is the equation for alpha. For example, if we use this formula, just like examples we discuss. So let's suppose if we are going to use for air skin boundary. So in air skin boundary, we observe there is a value of incident I and transmitted I, reflected I, and also the value of ZA, ZS. And just like we discussed, we have a constant K. So constant K is also same for all the factors, just like Z, K for air, K for skin, and K for fat, like this. And if we consider air and skin only, because we have two different mediums, air and skin, so we have values ZA, ZS, I, R, IT. So these are the values. And by using these values, we can write down the formula in simple form. Simply like this. So you need to compare, let's suppose if we are comparing two mediums, and if we consider
So it's
any.
like a ratio.
Basically, it tells you about the reflected value, that how much part or like how much the ultrasound wave is reflected. For example, if we have total value 1, so from 1, how much part of the ultrasound wave is going to be reflect and rest of the part is going to be transmit into the skin or like specific medium, right? Because this is for reflected. It is mentioned intensity reflection coefficient. So it clearly tells you about the reflected one, this IR value, right? And now to find out the value of IT. So to find out the value of IT, you can subtract it from the value of 1, like this. If you need to find out factor transmitted, so factor transmitted will be equals to IT over incident is equals to 1 minus alpha, right? Because uh, normally we use the value 100% or round of 1. So out of 1, there must be some part we got for reflection and rest of the part we will get for the transmission. Okay,
Okay.
right? So this is the factor for transmission. So in other words, we can say that incident intensity is going to be split into reflected and transmitted, right? So if we add them, we got original value again, right? Any confusion?
Okay. No, no, no.
So basically, I is the original value we are getting. Let's suppose that is equals to 500, for example. So from 500, some of the part divides into IR and rest of the part will pass through IT. Okay. Just like the concept of EMF and potential difference. EMF is the total value, then it divides into the component that is called potential difference, right?
Okay.
And let's suppose if we consider some question related to X-rays and ultrasound waves, all this. So let's suppose this is one question.
So
In the
X-rays are formed
Mhm.
like by the um thermionic.
Thermionic emission, when we provide, when we apply potential difference on it, right?
Yeah. And it causes potential difference to like form inside like the evacuated chamber.
Yes. And so basically in the first part, we can easily mention about how X-rays are produced. We already discussed in the notes because it is for 3 marks in old papers. This question is for 4 marks generally. So we discuss 6 points, maximum 6 points. So you can cut down into 3 major points. And in the second part, state why X-ray images are taken for multiple sections of the body during computed tomography, that is called CT scanning.
Oh, to make a 3D image.
Yes, 3D image. An X-ray image is taken of a structure shown in figure 9.1. The linear attenuation coefficient of bone is 3.4 per centimeter, and for the soft tissue, it is 0.89 per centimeter. So these are the values given. The incident X-rays are parallel and have a uniform intensity I naught across the structure. First of all, in terms of I naught, we need to find out the intensity of detected X-rays from point P. So point P is over here. So the total depth is 5.6. So basically we are finding out intensity, and definitely the basic formula we discussed for intensity is I is equals to I naught exponent minus mu into x, right?
Okay.
Yes. And according to the formula, so you remember I represents final intensity, I naught initial intensity, and mu is absorption coefficient, and x is the distance moved in the tissue, right? So x is the distance moved, and mu represents absorption coefficient, that how much energy or how much intensity is absorbed per unit meter by a tissue. So that's why you got all the values in per centimeter. Energy absorbed or intensity absorbed per unit meter, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
So what values we need to use in the formula? I is equals to I naught. So 5.6 is the total, what we say, distance traveled. So definitely it is equals to x. And there are two coefficients given. So which coefficient we need to use for the first part? So they are asking about point P. And when we are moving from incident X-ray to point P, so there is only soft tissue, right? So this
Right.
X-ray is only traveling through soft tissue. So we need to use the value for soft tissue only, 0.89.
So the air and the bone doesn't matter, like in this question, like
Yes, because
this part.
at point P, it is only single layer, soft tissue. But at point Q, there is like a double layer, soft tissue to bone, bone to soft tissue, right? So it depends upon the position, that which
Yeah.
position you are talking about. So for the first part, we have I equals to I naught minus x into coefficient value. So if we multiply them, or what will be the final answer you are getting for a new intensity?
So wait, when I give my answer, is it gonna be like I naught and then E and then I give it like the to the power because we don't have.
Yes, basically we are getting answer 6.8 10 to the power minus 3 for the value of E, 6.8 10 to the power minus 3 I naught. Or in other words, we can say 0.0068. So new intensity is this much equals to original one. So you can see when X-ray passes through the bone, so it almost equals to zero, approximately equals to zero. If we round it off, so definitely it is equals to zero, right? So now you can see it tells you about how much intensity left after passing through bone and reaches that point P. which is at a distance of 5.6 centimeter. And in the second point, we need to talk about the second scenario at point Q. So point Q passes through two different mediums. First, and then again same. So in this scenario, we have different case.
Yeah.
So what we need to do?
This time we like use the same like equation, like the I naught and then exponent and then to the
Okay.
power of like negative x. But
So
are we also like multiply it again?
okay, so basically 2.4 is linked with bone, that is 3.4, right? And so there are two sides for soft tissue. So basically from 5.6 we need to subtract 2.4 to get the region of soft tissue, right? So for
Right.
soft tissue, 3.2 per centimeter. So it means that intensity is equals to I naught exponent value of soft tissue multiplied by the value of the bone, right?
Right. Okay.
Because definitely they work together and decreases intensity uh, as maximum as they can as compared to the previous result. So if we calculate from the calculator again,
Okay. Mm, Like 0.00000 like 1/7.
yes. So you can see this is very less as compared to the first answer because we have two materials joined together and that will decrease it.
Okay.
And explain with the reference to your answer in part B whether the X-ray image of the structure in figure 9.1 has good contrast.
Um, so do I have to like compare my values? Like the 0.0068 and then the 1.7.
Yes. So how we answer this part?
I can't hear you.
So if we want to write down the answer, so what reference we use? Basically, we know that intensity at point Q is less than intensity at point P, right? And
Right, okay.
from these two values, we can easily identify because of different intensity, we got a good contrast, right? Because if values are very close together, so it will give you very less contrast, right? But just like
Right.
in notes we discussed, black white gives you clear contrast. So definitely we have a clear difference. So this difference gives you good contrast. So the image, good contrast because intensity at P is greater than at Q. So this is the question. This is the answer for this question. Okay.